Hey guys, this is Kathy.
And Brian.
And it is another Disney News Sunday edition, a little late today, but we are here. This is our Facebook group, Main Street Moments. If you would like to join, everything we talk about is from articles that we post in this group. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about, of course, is actor Chadwick Boseman, who passed away recently, last week, from, I think, colon cancer. He died at 43. He was battling for 4 years, which is pretty young to have that, and he passed away. Of course, he's from Black Panther, and that's on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it, it's a very good movie.
Well, this is kind of like a shocking thing, right? Because he's young, and publicly, I don't think publicly anybody knew about this. And a lot of people, why was this a secret? Why did he keep it a secret? And I would imagine, and we don't know for sure, of course, because, but this is just me coming up with an idea why. Big movie star, this movie, Black Panther, they were talking about giving it Academy Awards, which is unheard of for like a comic book superhero movie, And when you are a leading man and you have a health issue, there's so much money riding on a movie, they can't get insurance to cover you to make a movie.
Well, I don't know if they were making a sequel or I don't know.
Well, but he would, I'm sure, would like to do things other than this.
Right,
so he's a big leading man.
Yeah, he probably wanted to keep it private.
I thought he was younger. Not that 43 is old, but
I
thought he was much younger than 43.
Yeah, he does look younger than 43. But anyway, he passed away, which is very sad, and a young guy, so we wanted to mention that, of course. So if you haven't seen Black Panther, definitely watch it on Disney Plus. It's very good. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about, sorry for all these pop-ups. All these blogs have like all these pop-ups. This is from Cinema Blend, and it says here, we have a couple articles about this, or 2 articles about this. Walt Disney World and Disneyland are removing more Song of the South references ahead of Splash Mountain, and they're not only removing references, it says here, the music loop at Downtown Disney has been changed. It says here, the music loop at Downtown Disney, the one part of Disneyland Resort that is currently open, and has removed Zippity Doo-Dah from the playlist, and Zippity Doo-Dah Day, a game available to play in the Disney Play app at Walt Disney World, has been removed from the app. So I'm wondering if they took out Zippity Doo-Dah from the Downtown Disney playlist at Disney World. Now,
this to me is crazy, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. One, and again, this could be generational, but to me, the 2 most iconic Walt Disney World theme park songs, and this would apply to Disneyland, but thinking of Walt Disney, the 2 iconic songs are When You Wish Upon a Star and Zippity Doo-Dah. Those are the I think those are the 2 signature songs of Walt Disney. And this, I don't know why they made such a big deal about this. Why didn't they just discontinue it when they did the redesign instead of starting this controversy? And I'll tell you this, a little troublesome about this. When rides get retired and redesigned, there's usually some reference to them somewhere. For example, at the Magic Kingdom here in Florida, they have Mr. Toad in the graveyard at the Haunted Mansion up there. There's a little Mr. Toad.
And they also have
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
They also have a thing with a deed on the Winnie the Pooh, because that was the old ride. And they also have the 2 vultures that are at Splash Mountain were from another ride. And there's also reference to Snow White on the mine train from the Snow Whites or something
like
that.
That's right. So I expect to have 0 references to Splash Mountain when they retire the ride and do the redesign.
Well, it says here, according to Blog Mickey, that Song of the South songs, including Zippity Doo-Dah, can still be heard at the Magic Kingdom entrance plaza.
For now.
So they said it'll be a matter of time. So it's basically Song of the South and everything related to this theme is being canceled at Disney, the cancel culture. Which makes me very sad. If they want, I don't want to get political again, but it just makes me very sad. And when I mention this in our Facebook group, 90% of the people agree with that feeling. The song is not offensive at all. I'm not going to get into the history of Song of the South or the book it comes from or anything like that, okay? They've made their decision. I don't care. I like The Princess and the Frog. It's one of my favorite movies, and I think it'll be a great ride. I was, like I said before, I was shocked they chose this theme because this movie has always been controversial. Even when it was released in the 40s, it was controversial. But, James Baskett sings the song, Zippity Doo Dah. This is what he's famous. He died when he was 44 years old.
Wow.
After he did the movie, not long after. And this is what he's known for. This is his song, and now they're canceling his song. So anyway, they're canceling the song at Disneyland, and I have a feeling that you are not going to hear this song anymore on Disney property. I'd hate to see that happen. Here's another article about this. It says here, Zippity Doo Dah Mickey Ornament has been canceled. So here's another victim of cancel culture. It's almost as if Thanos snapped his fingers on Zippity Doo Dah because it is quickly, Thanos must be some Greek god or something. Is that common knowledge who this is? Quickly disappearing from all things Disney, with the news of The Princess and the Frog taking over the IP theming of Splash Mountain. Fans were not sure whether this would really begin. What's Thanos?
Thanos is a fictional supervillain appearing in American comic books. The character was created. Okay, so it's an Iron Man.
Okay.
First appearance was in Iron Man.
Okay.
And he's also in the Avengers, and he's in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm not a big fan of the Avengers, so that's probably why. Okay.
I gotta tell you.
Hold on, it says here. It says, although the ride is currently still operating, we have slowly started to see how Disney is pulling away from the classic attraction, from in the parks to affiliated merchandise. Hallmark currently has a 2020, now this is sad, Disney keepsake. Every year Hallmark comes out with different ornaments, a collection for sale with various retro-looking Disney ornaments, but one went missing. The 2020 Disney Mickey the Musician ornament was set to interact with its owner playing the Splash Mountain theme song with a turn of the crank. The ornament can now be no longer found on the site, deemed the release canceled. Oh my gosh.
Instead of I'm glad that Princess and Frog getting her ride and all that. Tiana. But as opposed to redoing Splash Mountain right now, shouldn't they redo the Carousel of Progress? The Carousel of Progress.
What do you mean, as a Princess and the Frog theme?
No, just redo.
Just kidding.
I mean, if you go to
definitely needs an upgrade.
You go to Carousel of Progress. The only people in there are people trying to get out of the heat if it's hot and the rain if it's raining. It's empty and it breaks down nonstop. It needs a lot of
work. People love that, but you know what? Whenever I see videos of it, it's empty. Not a lot of people go there.
Yeah, it needs an update.
You can make the same case for the Hall of Presidents. That's a huge hall with lots of seats where people can go sit for 20 minutes. A lot of people want to get rid of that. Look, I don't mind retheming, okay? It's a part of Disney. Splash Mountain is really not that old of a ride. It's maybe, 25 years old?
It was there in the early 90s. Princess Diana rode that ride.
Yeah, I remember that.
With her sons.
Yeah, I remember that. So maybe 92, I'm thinking, around there. But, they've made their decision. But canceling all this merch with this iconic Disney song, to me, is just taking it way too far. I mean, how is this song offensive to anybody?
Well, what they're doing...
they're worried that people will hear it and freak out. I don't get it.
Here's the thing that they're not thinking about.
Stupid.
What they're canceling out are things that were approved by Mr. Walt Disney himself. Right?
Right.
So, they're taking, they're taking Walt Disney out of Walt Disney World.
Well, look, you can make the argument that this theming of Song of the South is offensive because we're living in a culture where it's a crime to be offended, apparently. So you can make that argument that the Song of the South theming is offensive, even though Uncle Remus isn't even on the ride. There's no reference to him or anything. But anyway, that's another thing.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the canceling of the song that is one of the most iconic Disney songs ever, probably, other than When You Wish Upon a Star, probably the most iconic song.
Yeah.
And now they're taking it. It's like it never existed.
With all of the new acquisitions, there's very little Walt Disney left in ththese parks, and to take out Zippity Doo Dah, to me, is taking something that Walt Disney approved of.
Well, I said to you on a couple shows ago, there's this theory, I can't remember the name of it, but basically means if you change something enough, is it even what it's supposed to be? So if you keep changing Disney, is it even Disney anymore?
Yeah.
And that is, to me, what this is all about. If they scrap this song from everything, from the parks and everything, now they haven't done it yet, but it looks like it might happen. If they scrap it from the merch, for any reference to it at all, and they keep doing things like this, is Disney even Disney anymore? I mean, there are things you go to where you're like, you know what, I don't even recognize this place anymore. It's not the way it should be. Tell us what you guys think about this. I mean, I think it's crazy. I think it's going a little too far. So far, and this is in the clickorlando.com, so far, Orlando's theme parks haven't had any COVID-19 outbreaks. So that's interesting because they've been reducing capacity. Now, Universal's been a little crowded. It says here, Orlando's major theme parks have had some COVID-19 cases in the past few months since they reopened. But as of Thursday, Orange County's leading doctor says they haven't had any outbreaks. So that's Paul Pino from the Florida Department of Health.
That's great news.
Well, the parks, like it says here, have taken great measures. They've gone to great lengths to open and prevent the transmission, which is true. And he said also the whole thing of an open space, I think, is what's making the difference. The parks are not full. They're operating on probably less than 50%. So that definitely helps with that. So that's interesting. So if anybody's worried about going to the parks, know that there have been, and the parks have been open for what, 6 weeks now?
It's been open for weeks, and and Disney Springs has been open for a while.
Yeah, so no outbreaks, so connected to the theme parks, which is really good news. Okay, so Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Armo has said that the park reservation system is here to stay. A lot of people are not happy about this. His exact quote is here: "The technology doesn't only help us during a time of a pandemic, but I also think it actually leads to a better cast and guest experience. So these are things that are helping us now, but I think they're here to stay."
Well, what that means...
That is incredible.
Okay, what that means is they're going to increase prices dramatically. Because they got to make money. And you go to these
it's
parks,
Disney's
there's too few people there for them to make money.
Well, I agree it enhances the guest experience.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
When there's less people. I agree with that. So I'm all on board for that, okay? But it says here, the Disney Park Pass reservation system has been controversial among annual pass holders who have found it difficult to tour the theme parks like they were used to doing before the pandemic hit. In the past week or so, reservations have been easier to come by thanks to... Well, I don't know about that. So you can... This article is also in BlogBicky. I like that there's less people, even though I haven't been to the parks yet, but I've watched vlogs and I know you've been, and it seems... I hate the big crowds, but...
I haven't been able to get into Hollywood Studios
yet,
and I've been to Epcot, I've been to Magic Kingdom. I really don't...
It's like impossible to get into that park.
You can always get into Animal Kingdom, at least when I've checked. I'm not a big Animal Kingdom person. Yeah. But Epcot, Magic Kingdom I've been to both multiple times, but I've not been because of Star Wars. You can't get into Hollywood Studios. Not as easily as you can the other ones. During the week you can.
It's the most popular park right now.
Yeah.
But, this is really bothering people because when you pay for an annual pass, you have a contract and you are paying for full access to the parks, to Park Hop. That is part of that's why you buy it. You can go anytime. You can go any day, depending on the pass you have. Now, I have a pass. I have the silver, so I have blockout dates. Brian and Emily have the gold, so they have some blockouts, but not as many. So if it's not on a blockout date, you can go anytime. You can Park Hop. If they keep this reservation system, are people not going to be able to Park Hop anymore? Is that what they're saying? I mean, that is outrageous.
There's a vlogger that I watch, Vincent Vision. If you guys haven't checked out Vincent Vision. And someone he knows did a VIP tour, and he got to go along on a VIP tour, and they went to every park. You can Park Hop right now with the VIP tour.
That is crazy.
But
you're kidding me. Yeah. So if you pay the thousands of dollars, which VIP tours are not cheap,
no, they're not.
They'll let you Park Hop. But a regular person like us who pays for an annual pass, that's outrageous to me.
Well, okay, this is not going to last. It is not here to stay forever, and I'll tell you why.
It is.
They are losing big-time money because what people do with the park hopping option is they go to a park in the morning, they go back to their hotel to cool off around lunchtime, they leave and go to a second park, and they're spending money at another park. Now it's just one park. People are not spending as much money per person as they normally would.
I cannot see how this is a good idea at all for Disney. I don't know if they're trying to eliminate annual pass holders, which would be a huge mistake. They're not selling them now. And we had talked about this a couple shows ago. If you have an annual pass and you're thinking about canceling it, think again, because you might not ever get one again. Who knows when they're not selling them right now. And I don't know when they're going to start selling them. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe when we renew, they might say, you can't renew. I don't know what's going to happen. Disney never tells anybody anything, and they make these announcements. But I do not like this permanent reservation system unless they really change it up a bit where you can park hop. And like you said, if you're an annual pass holder, it is really hard to get into a lot of these parks. They're booked now 6-8 weeks in advance. They're catering more to people that are buying tickets and people that are staying on property. They have more days open for them. So clearly Disney is not being friendly to their annual pass holders, because you think about it this way. I know you go twice a month, okay? But if you lived there, and a lot of people that have annual passes live within an hour distance or even 2 hours. If we lived an hour away, within an hour, you would go to the park probably 3 times a week. Say if you live near the park, 20 minutes away, you'd probably go 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Your pass every month costs about $60 that we spend on your pass alone, right? So you just go one day that month, you get your money's worth. Okay?
Oh yeah.
So if you go 10 times that month,
I guess I have to go more than twice in 2 months because tickets are $109.
No. Tickets are $125.
$125.
So
Okay,
if you go one day, you've made.
If I go one day every 2 months, I'm okay.
Exactly. So say you live there and you go to the park 3 times a week. Some people go every day,
Guess
and you're
anymore.
spending $60 a month on your annual pass. They see that as they're losing major money.
Well, okay.
They're like, this person comes 15 times a month, but they're paying $60 a month.
There's a lot of data we don't have. Okay. We're Florida residents, so we get a better price than those of you that live outside of Florida. And there is, and we have an annual pass. I have the gold pass. I don't go to water parks, and there's very few blackout dates, but I have a few.
You have like 2 weeks at Christmas or something.
Which I probably wouldn't go anyway. But anyway, there are passes, annual passes that Florida residents have access to that out-of-state people don't. For example, there's a pass that's just for weekdays, okay?
Right.
That you can't go on the weekends. You're blocked out every weekend, go on the weekdays. A lot of locals have the weekday pass,
which it is easier to get into.
Yeah,
the parks during the week,
so there's lower crowds during the week,
Yeah.
so they get people in the park they normally wouldn't.
And there are more openings during the week.
Yeah, and there's also another pass, which is a very strange pass that a lot of people don't know about. I don't know what the pass is called. If someone knows, put it in the comments. I forgot the name of this pass. There's a pass for Epcot after 4 p.m.
Yeah, there's like an Epcot pass.
An Epcot pass
Florida has
after
a lot
4 p.m.
of cool passes.
Yeah, so if you're Florida, so those are pass. I don't think they want to do away with pass holders.
Here's the question. I hope not.
They gave pass holders an out because they were afraid of some class action lawsuit.
Right. With the contract.
So they gave people an out. You and I disagree about this. See, annual passes are like gym memberships, in my opinion. Gyms sell memberships. People use them a lot in the beginning. And, I think most people that are not Florida residents buy annual passes when they're visiting for 1 to 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, this is great. We're going 10 days. And then they may not come back again.
That's possible. But I think
that's why they make their money.
There are people like that. But the majority of annual pass holders are Floridians. I guarantee you.
But what percentage of those only have the weekday pass? No, the local Orlando people.
It doesn't matter. They go a lot more than they're paying for. So I feel that Disney is trying to discourage annual pass holders because they feel they can make more money. But the problem is, say they eliminated annual passes, which I cannot imagine, but say they eliminated annual passes.
Oh, goodness.
Do you think these people would pay $125 a day to go? No, they just won't. They're just not going to go anymore. They'll be like, well, I'm sorry, I can't afford it. I can't afford $400 a week just to go to Disney. And so then they're not going to go. They're going to end up losing money. But right now, what they're trying to do is they need to make money. So, which I understand. They've lost billions. They are trying to discourage annual pass holders and encourage people to buy tickets. That's what they want. Because like I said, we pay $140, $150 a month for 3 annual passes. Okay, so if the 3 of us, I mean, that's like just a little bit over 1 day ticket.
Yeah,
that's it. So they're not making any extra money on tickets from annual pass holders. That's it. And if you buy it for the year and you're out of state, it's paid for. It's done. So right now they are trying to get people to buy tickets to stay on property. That's what they're encouraging more, because they want to get people on property. They want to get people staying on property. Yeah. And so now they're allowing people who are on property more access to the park. This is why annual pass holders are upset, because they're like, we should be the priority here. Now, Universal is different. Universal is encouraging annual pass holders. They're treating them much better. And a lot of people have bought annual passes at Universal that never had them before.
You know, I'm starting to think about it again. We had an annual pass at Universal.
They got great deals.
They got great deals. And what Universal does that I think is, we had an annual pass for quite a while for Universal, and we just didn't renew it this last year. But but we could get it today if we wanted. They have that. Universal has the pass holder lounge.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome.
They're offering great deals, and they're encouraging people to buy passes where Disney isn't even selling them anymore. So tell us what you guys think. Let's move on to the next article. Tell us what you guys think about all this pass holder business. And another thing that's exciting is Halloween is coming to Disney on September 15th. Now, Brian and Emily were supposed to go up September 11th for the weekend, and we changed their reservation to the end of September so they can see all the Halloween and the fall decorations. And also, for the first time, they are allowing guests, including adults, to wear Halloween costumes at the parks and not just during the party. They can wear them all the time now. It says here, from September 15th to August 31st, you are sure to fall in love with the Magic Kingdom Park all over again. And then it says here, speaking of costumes, get yours ready to bring some Halloween party fun into the park this year. For the first time, guests of all ages can wear your funniest, Disneyest, most creative costumes during Magic Kingdom Park regular operating hours from September 15th to October 31st, which is very cool. Yeah. As a reminder, costume masks are not permitted for adults, which has always been...
that is... Imagine how much money they're losing just off the Halloween party, because that was a specially ticketed event.
Oh, yeah.
The one thing...
A lot.
Listen,
they can't have it, though, because of the COVID.
There's tragedies that have been going on around the world, okay? Yeah. And to talk about some of the... I know sometimes people, like, you're talking about all these great benefits at Disney right now, and it's like, because it's all this... I understand that. But, I'm hoping we don't see a big return to these ticketed events. The ticketed events, I think, were getting out of hand.
Well, they were too crowded.
They were too crowded. But
I do like the ticketed events.
We went to Mickey's Christmas one of the first years they did it.
Yeah.
And there were so few people there. Like, I felt...
Every ride was a walk-on.
Yeah, I felt like I got my money's worth for the specially ticketed event. Now, before coronavirus, the ticketed events... It was crowded.
Yeah.
And I thought they were really taking advantage of people.
What they used to do is when you had a ticketed event, they would close the park. So say the ticketed event started at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, okay? It was like from 9 to 1. They would close the park at 7 and clear everybody out. And then they would reopen the park for the ticketed. They don't do that anymore. Now it just kind of blends. So when you go into a ticketed event, they give you like an armband or a special placard or something, and you can't go on any rides. But there's a lot of people still hanging around the park that aren't even supposed to be there, I don't think. They can't go on rides, but they can hang around and watch the parade and all that stuff.
They do get people out that don't have the pass, but it's crowded. They do roping off of rides.
Do they go up to people without the thing around their neck and say, leave?
I haven't seen that.
No. Well... They do have too many people. I like the ticketed events. I think they're a little too expensive, and I think if you're a pass holder, you should not have to pay another $110 for a one-night deal. They should give pass holders a better deal on that. But I like the parties and stuff. I don't think they're going to have the Christmas ones this year, but they are too crowded, I think. But anyway, if you are interested in going and seeing the Halloween decor, September 15th through October 31st, and you can wear a costume. Are you going to wear a costume, dress up?
I'm going to dress as a tourist.
Florida man hits Disney worker after being asked to change mask. Deputies say a Florida man who was upset about being told that he and his family needed to change their masks to be in line with Disney's coronavirus rules. I guess they had one of those neck gaiters. Smacked an Epcot security guard, according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say Enrico Toro arrived at the park August 14th with his wife and 3 kids. But when they arrived at the check-in area, security guards told them they needed to put different masks on since the ones they were wearing didn't meet Disney's standards. The family left, and when they returned 10 minutes later, one of the children was still not wearing the proper type of mask, so security guards stopped the family again. Deputies say Toro became irate, began cursing, and said, "Call the police, they will have to shoot me to leave." Oh my goodness. Records show the victim was reaching for his phone to call the supervisor when Toro smacked him across the head with his open hand.
I saw a guy turned away at Epcot for having a neck gaiter on.
And what'd he do?
He left, and he was ticked.
Well,
I'm sure, you can get a mask there. So, I would say, all right, I'm sure you can buy I'm sure if at the gate, if they'll give you something to get you in to buy a mask.
No, apparently they don't. They should have a little vending machine that sells the masks where you can go buy. He can say, go right to that vending machine and buy a mask.
Obviously,
right now.
This guy's out of control, so I don't want anybody to think that anything I'm about to say is justifying this guy hitting a cast member. But I saw the guy told he couldn't come in with the neck gaiter at Epcot. He was ticked, and I've seen people inside the park walking around with a drink with their mask off, being told to put the mask on, and people don't like it. And here's the thing at Disney World. See, this is something that's new at Walt Disney World.
But this is why they don't have an outbreak coming out of the theme parks, because they're being careful.
Well, what people are not used to at Walt Disney World is being told what they cannot do.
Yeah, that's true.
Before all that, you don't hear no, or you got to do this or you got to do that at Walt Disney World very often, especially adults.
That's true. Usually it's always yes.
And this is a totally new thing to the park experience, and people don't like it.
No, well, they don't. But you know what? When you buy your tickets or when you make your reservation, they have their terms of service. You have to read it, and you have to agree to it, and it says all of that in there. So buyer beware. You're forewarned. And you go there, but I think they should have a vending machine right there, or they could have a stack of the medical masks that are cheap and sell them for $1 a piece and say, fine, you can take this, it's $1 each.
They should give them to you.
I don't know why that is an issue, why they just can't sell them that. It would solve a lot of problems.
If they would have had masks to give this family, this probably would not have happened.
I would think so. All right, so our vlog of the week, again, is allears.net. I was trying
to think... They were the vlog of the week last week.
I know. I was trying to find a vlog of the week, and it's just so good. And Molly's really into these great challenges, and this was a great one. Her and her friend, Morgan, go to Magic Kingdom and Universal in one day, which is amazing. So what they did is they went to the Magic Kingdom first. They rode on 5 rides. All the mountain rides, and I think they went on Peter Pan and Haunted Mansion, and then they got lunch at McDonald's, and then they drove all the way to Universal, which took 20 minutes, and they went on 5 rides there. They didn't get to go on the rides they all wanted to because it started raining, but I like these challenge vlogs. I think they're a lot of fun. Molly always has great challenges.
I liked it. I wish that they would tell us. She does tell you the time of day, but not the day of the week. At least not in this one. I wish she would have told. Was it Tuesday? Was it Friday?
I'm sure it was in the middle of the week.
And I'll tell you when I watch Molly on allears.net do these challenges. This one, she's going not just to 2 theme parks. She's going to Magic Kingdom, then all the way across town to Universal.
Yeah.
She never seems rushed. She always seems like so calm.
Molly's very chill.
She did a challenge we were talking about.
See, they tell you the time right there.
Yeah, but not the day of the week.
That's whatever.
Or does it say the day under there?
No. Just assume it's it's during the week.
When she did the challenge recently of riding every ride in Magic Kingdom.
That was the last week's vlog.
Yeah, I'd like to know what day that was, too. But even that one...
Or the week before, yeah.
Even that one, when she was riding every ride in Magic Kingdom, she was not rushed. She was just strolling around, going in stores.
Yeah, you don't see her running hurriedly. She's very chill.
I'm always in a hurry.
And I don't know how she has the energy to do this, because it is 100 degrees... And she's doing these challenges in the heat. And it's crazy.
This video here, this is one of the best vlogs because this vlog of this challenge is 48 minutes long. And I remember when we put on 48 minutes. We watched the whole thing.
Yeah, Brian's attention span is about 15 minutes with these things, maybe 20.
No, it was very good.
And this was 50 minutes, and you're like, oh my gosh, I watched
the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing. It went by fast.
Yeah.
So they went on Thunder Mountain and Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
And Molly Morgan had a good time. I highly recommend watching this. And if you have 50 minutes to watch, and subscribe. Next week, I swear I will not pick Molly again, even though I really do like her.
What if she does something really good? You can't discount her. You can't say she can't be the vlog of the week just because.
Well, I'll try to pick something else, but I had to pick this one because it's such a great challenge. And I love when you come up over Splash Mountain, over that big hill, and you see the castle. It's so well designed that way, the way it faces. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching our Disney News this Sunday for the vlog of the week. And we will see you guys in the parks.